Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my monthly recap. However, this is going to be a recap for stuff that sort of stood out to me in June and July. I didn't film a recap for June because it was getting so late in the month and I kind of felt a little bit like up in the air with what I wanted to talk about. And I kind of feel the same way at the moment, but when I was sort of looking at things that I had used in July and some of the things that were prominent to me in June, I was like, I do have a lot here that I want to talk about, and if I wait another month I'm going to be so behind. So I figured, let's sit down and do it. And if you're wondering if I sound different, yeah, I'm sick. I've had the flu and I'm sort of at the point where I think I'm starting to get better. The body aches and the constant headache has stopped. So I think I'm on the road to recovery, but I'm really blocked up. I actually can't even hear properly, which is really not good. So I even sound really strange to myself. But that explains that, but I think I am getting better. So I can at least be out of bed and I have energy. So that's a positive. I'm going to start with makeup, and I think I'll start with the Jessica Rabbit Ciate collection. So I did well, I attempted to try this stuff on in a video. The videos I'll link up, is it up here? Yeah, it's going to be up there, and I'll also link them in the description box if I remember. But I think the massive fail for me was the palette. These mattes just really don't show up well on the skin, and they are light shades, especially like this one. It's pretty much the same color as my skin. Now that's fine. It doesn't matter if the shades are light, you can still use them, but if the pigmentation isn't there, they're basically useless, and that's where these fall flat. They just don't have good pigmentation. The metallics, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Let's get up close. Focus on the palette. There we go. So most of mine have sealed over, and that was just using them with a brush. So it's pretty disappointing. When I purchased this, I went in knowing that it didn't have good reviews, and I made the purchase anyway for reasons. But I have got to say I was pretty surprised at how bad it was. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really disappointed in that one. I really wouldn't recommend that anyone spend their money on this. The makeup is just it's not good. Then there's the Roger Darling highlight. Now this is really pretty, and I think if you have beautiful fair skin, you will love this. It is a nice highlighter. My issue with it is that it leaves like a white cast when I'm like straight on to a camera. When I turn, it looks beautiful. I'm not wearing it today, but straight on it looks like I've got a white stripe on my face. It's not attractive. I think that would be better suited for people who are fairer than I am. Then there's a lipstick. This is in the shade Jessica Rabbit, and it is I believe they're called Glitter Storm lipsticks, so they're the ones with like the glitter on the outside. It's a beautiful color, and I actually I love the way this looks on camera. I think it looks beautiful, but in person I'm not a mega fan. This isn't something that I would have purchased on its own. I bought this at Meccaland. They had it in like a kit where you got the highlighter, the eyeshadow palette, and the lipstick together, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy the whole thing. Maybe I'll love it. Maybe it'll be great. But it's not so great. Let's talk about some things that I thought were great. First up, the Colourpop Main Squeeze palette. So this is their red like monochrome capsule palette. When I first saw this, I was like, yeah, it's not as red as it could be, but the colors in here that aren't red really help to support the actual reds in the palette and bring out more red tones. So once it's on the eye, it really does pull very red, which I love. I like red eyeshadows my favorite. So I actually really love this little palette. I wasn't sure that I would. I thought maybe I would be a little bit too picky for what this had to offer, but I really like it. And the formula really isn't that bad. I think these are like $12 US, and I personally feel like that is quite a good price point for something like this. The formula is not amazing. It's not the best I've ever tried, but for the price point, I think it's good. I'm happy with it. I really want the orange one, and I feel like I want the yellow one. It's a thing. I have a video coming up in August of some Linda Hallberg products. I filmed it well over a week ago, but I'm trying to get my end of month content out first. But there's something that I need to talk to you about now because I'm kind of obsessed with these. They're the new Fantastic shades from Linda Hallberg. So there's 5 new shades. There's a clear with like a micro glitter in it. It's called Extra. Mine has lipstick on it because I used it today over what I'm wearing. Whoopsie daisy. So it's a clear shade. It's got like a gold micro glitter in there. There's also some like pink tones. Now the glitter in it, it doesn't come out glittery on the lips. It just looks like it adds to the natural shine of the lip product. Beautiful. The other one that I was really excited for is Famous, and this is sort of like a mid-toned brown with cool undertones. Oh, it's so pretty. I fucking love it. Then there's Pop. This one is sort of like a berry fuchsia shade. Again, very pretty. If you're into like bright purples, you might love that one. Now the two that so if I was going to buy these off the Linda Hallberg website, which is a possibility because I actually love the Fantastic formula, I would have gone for Extra and what were you called? Famous. Extra and Famous. They were the two that I was like, oh hell yes, they're beautiful. But two that really surprised me, and these are the two that I just want to scream their praises. I've got Cultured and I Die. So Cultured is a beautiful like brick orange shade, and I Die is like a really vibrant coral, and it's almost fluorescent. So this one is I Die and this one is Cultured. Now I wouldn't have usually purchased these shades for myself because I know they're not going to be my most commonly worn shades. I'm going to go for things that look, I'll go for nudes because that's what I do. I wear a lot of nude lips. But these guys really surprised me. Now during July, I was playing with a YSL lipstick that I got from Meccaland. It almost looks a little bit like I Die in that like really vibrant, almost fluorescent sort of rich color. And I was so disappointed with it because I think it has some white pigment in there to help boost the other colors or the pinky shade of it to make it look more fluorescent. And the way it looked on the lips, like it just grabbed to dry spots that I didn't even have. It sunk into lines, which I do have, that's fine, but it looked shit. It just looks shit. It's not the sort of thing that I would want to actually wear out in public, because I'd be like, anytime someone gets close enough to talk to me, I'd be like, good God, don't look at my lips. It's a fucking disgrace. Like, I don't like it. It doesn't look good. So I was kind of disappointed because I really liked the shade of that lipstick, but I hated the way it looked on my lips. Anyway, then the Linda Hallberg ones come in and I was doing swatches and I was like, holy fuck, those colors are amazing. Hopefully they look nice on the lips. And I went in with I Die first, which is the sort of fluorescent coral one, which I was like, I really hope this is nice. And oh my God, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Unlike the YSL one, I doubt this has any sort of like opaque white pigment in it to boost it. It's just beautiful like coral vibrant pigment. It's extremely saturated when it's on the lips. It looks smooth. It doesn't grab. It doesn't settle. It just looks so good. So there you go. Linda Hallberg is better than YSL based on my opinion with those two lipsticks. Let's talk about Refa brushes. Now, I'm not going to go on too much about this because I did do an in-depth review of these. So if you want to know more about the brand, about the brushes that I have here in my hand, they're face and eye brushes, I recommend checking out the video that's going to be linked up there or checking it out in the description box later on. But essentially, Refa is a new startup brand and they are going to be launching, I believe, in December, and they're aiming to launch worldwide. But these are natural hair Japanese made brushes and they are beautiful. They're really, really beautiful brushes. I'm very impressed with what they've done here. Basically they're attempting to create brushes that are designed specifically for multi-purposing. So something like this you can use as a face powder brush, a highlight brush, a blush brush, a bronzer brush, and it's true, you can. Like I've put them all through the ringer and I have played with them all. I think the fan brush, like, okay, you can use a fan brush to like dust off bake, you can use it to highlight, stuff like that. Really lightly powder, that's another good little trick for this one, which I discovered just recently. But yeah, they're all great little multi-purpose brushes. But a little bit more on Refa, they sent me another package recently and I received 4 more brushes. So I've got some more blending brushes here. This is a big fluffy one. That one's really cool. I'm excited to play with that. Then we've got a small detail one. You know I'm gonna love that. I love small detail brushes. Oh, and this one. This looks like a large sort of pencil brush, but with a flatter top, which is interesting. The top's still domed, but it's like a, yeah, it's like a pencil brush, but on steroids, but also not as dense. Interesting. So I haven't had a chance to play with these because they just arrived a few days ago and I have been bedridden. But this is what I really want to show you. This is the number 6 and oh my god, I'm so excited about this. Oh, she's staticky. Oh, it's all right. We'll forgive it for that. It's just come out of a plastic slip. There we go. Get rid of some of that static. Holy crap. That's a really big brush. I'm interested to see what that looks like when it's bloomed. Holy moly. Okay, she's huge. Just for a little bit of reference. This is my hand and this is the brush. Jesus, what can I reference this with? How about a MAC Fix Plus bottle? Oh my actual god. Wow. That's a big brush. So for anyone who watched my Refa video and loved it, I got some more brushes. I don't think I'll do a standalone video just on those 4. I'll incorporate them into like a general new stuff, just doing my makeup episode sometime in August. I'll film it when I'm feeling a little bit better, when I've got the energy to do it. So keep an eye out for that. But if you jumped on the Kickstarter and you purchased the one that has this number 6 brush in it, you don't know how lucky you are. That's next level amazing. Oh my god, it's massive. Look at it compared to the number 5. That's insane. Okay, I'm gonna talk about some skincare really quickly. I'm starting to lose my energy, so I'm gonna get through it. I want to talk about some new products from the Ordinary that they sent over. So I've got the Squalane cleanser and I have the Salicylic acid 2% mask. Now the Squalane cleanser is, I've used it on a full face of makeup. I've also used it on my face when I haven't had makeup on. So essentially this is kind of like a, could we call it like a hybrid gel cream type product, and essentially you massage it onto dry skin and you break down your makeup. I've got some residue here, so let's break it down. Then essentially what you do is add some water to it. I have some Aven here in a little can. You get it wet and you emulsify it and it turns into a milk. And then you can rinse it away with water, or you can use a cloth or a tissue, whatever you want to do, whatever your preference is. And it works quite well. Like I think that it removes makeup fairly well. Something that I do want to mention about the Squalane cleanser is that I find it takes a little while to break down long wearing products. So things like waterproof eyeliner or mascara or a long wearing foundation, I need to work a little bit harder, like massage it into the skin for a little longer to help break everything down properly before rinsing it off. It's not like an oil where you can sort of smush it around, it breaks down your foundation like that. It does take a little while. However, if you aren't like me and you don't wear long wearing things, you might find that it's actually a fairly quick product to use. It also does leave a little bit of a residue on my skin. It's kind of strange because I'm used to, like, if something leaves a residue, I'm used to it being either greasy or oily or slick on the skin. It doesn't really feel like that. It's a little bit different. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like it feels a bit like silicone, like it's smooth and soft, but I know it's a residue. So I think that's really interesting. But I quite like it, and I love that it's in a squeezy tube. I love that. I'm so used to like cleansing balms and stuff being in tubs or pots, and it's sticking my fingers in there, getting it under my nails. It's lovely. Then I have the Salicylic Acid 2% mask. This surprised me. Now I've only used it a couple of times, so I think I'm gonna have to come back to this one in another recap to give you like my solid feelings. But I find that when I use this, my skin feels beautiful and soft and smooth after it. It's not, you know, my skin's not, oh my god, it's like silk. I literally have breakouts all over my damn face, so it's never gonna feel like silk. But my skin does feel soft and it feels smooth, and I quite like that. I think I'm in the perfect position to really give this a good test because I literally have breakouts all the way down the side of my face on either side. So yeah, I think this is interesting, and if you are curious about it, I would recommend that you give it a go because I know it's not super expensive, but it's quite nice. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it there because I think I've done my dash with my energy limits today. I'm sorry if it got a little bit like towards the end. I am struggling a little bit now, but I'm glad I got to sit down and film it. I've used up my energy quota. It is what it is. If you saw anything in this video that you have feels about, let me know down in the comments. Give me something to keep me amused while I'm still recovering. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.